It's Wednesday. It's Dynamite. This Saturday, full gear. We're going at it right now. A lot of stuff to talk about in this show. And they opened the show up with Guns N' Roses. Rain. Let's go. On today's shows, hell of a lot of promos tonight by a lot of people. We're going to go over a lot of it because they're really promoting full gear this Saturday. Secondly, well, big 8-man tag team match to open the show. Lots of people got hurt. Lots of things happen for the most part. Lashley destroys two jobbers. Think it's attacked by Swerve. Claudio just basically destroyed Darby Allin. We'll get more of that one. Statlander versus Sheeta was a very good match. We're gonna go out of that one too. And we're going over predictions as well for Full Gear, who I think is going to win this weekend. And I'll tell you why for some of them on AEW's Full Gear. But today, though, we start off with Orange Cassidy being completely defiant to Jon Moxley, much to Jon Moxley's, dismay. Let's be honest, John. You really think this was going to happen? Come on. In the main event tonight, we had Wheeler Yuta versus Orange Cassidy. Wheeler did say he was going to, Cassidy did say he was going to take out Yuta. Nah, I don't know if he really took out Yuta. Right? He did win the match, though. A very competitive match, very back and forth. Yuta doing some of the typical BCC stuff or Death Rider stuff where he's elbowing Cassidy like a bastard out of hell. Really kicked the living crap out of him at some points. Cassidy ends up winning with a sneaky pin, much to like the shock of Yuta. Come on, Wheeler. Come on. You gotta do better than that for our Lord Jon Moxley. But everybody came down from Death Rise after that. They kicked the living hell out of Cassidy. They beat the living piss out of him. Then they tied him up with some duct tape. Remember, folks, if you women don't find you handy, make sure you find you attractive. If they don't find you attractive, make sure they find you handy. Okay, folks? Always use the duct tape. It works almost every time. Public service announcement. Also, folks, if you're making sure you're liking this content here on the show, here on DA Wrestling, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below here. Check out the top 10 video, probably about here. Right? You'll probably like it. Also, we have the Raw review went on too. Last week's AEW Dynamite. And yeah, that's it. We got some more there on the content too. Check out the links below. Anyway, they beat the living. They all circle around Orange Cassidy in the other mat at the end of the show. Before the end of the show, John just levels them. They stop a mud hole in him a little bit. Not too much though. They don't want to hurt him too badly. They stop him nicely. They leave. Weir's the last one to leave though, and Claudio looks at him. Like, was looking at him like, what the f are you doing? You're on our side. The guy just gives him a tap on the head. Wheeler ended up leaving. Claudio kind of pushes Wheeler a little bit, like, what the hell are you doing? I doesn't really like Wheeler that much. You can tell. He likes him, but he doesn't. He's tried to be nice to him. He said that in the past. Anyway, the rest of the competition comes out at the end. Right? As John's going towards the back, they stop and take a look at the screen. That's, I guess, above them. And they see Orange Cassidy gets back up on his own power after they cut him free with some scissors. Oddly enough, they had scissors. He puts his glasses on, his hands in his pocket, and all defiant in front of John. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen at predictions, or what I think is going to happen at predictions here. Because a couple of outcomes may happen. I'm just not too sure which one's going to which. So I'm kind of confused on this one. Kind of a little out to lunch a little bit. Not sure. But I'm going to let you know, and comment down below who you might think is going to win that match. Because I'm kind of confused. But I'm going to give you an answer as to who I think is going to win. And God, hoping I'm right. Anyway, I said on the show too, by the way, lots of promos in this show. Like I said, they start off in November Rain. They played all the things that were all the past number of weeks before this. Really nice play action. Really focused on the Moxley Cassidy stuff. But lots of promos went on this show. One was a promo by Moxley in front, right behind, standing behind Yuta before their match. Claudio shoots his mouth off in Swiss, and nobody understood a word he said. I don't even think John knew what he said. I think John's looking at him like, what the did you say? What's wrong with you? We understands that. But hey, talk Swiss all you want, man. I like you. You're a funny fella. You're a funny fella. Let's see. We got a promo as well from MJF, followed by Roderick Strong. MJF talked about Roderick Strong's past. His mother how she is an addict, how she shot his dad. Roderick's response was that actually MJF got pretty personal with it though too. But MJF basically said that you're gonna wish that it wasn't your dad she shot, it was you. Like that's pretty messed up, even for MJF. Like that's a little far. But then again, MJF likes to live by the words of what my shirt says. Says, well, you can figure it out. Anyway, or you're watching on YouTube, you see it. Brother Schrod's response was, well, what do you expect, man? I've heard it all before. I was like, thanks. You just took me back to kindergarten. You know, kindergarten, high school, all those places. Congratulations. Says he's going to beat him. Earlier the night, too, with that, too, Adam Cole came out kind of promo. And I was excited for Roderick Strong to kick the crap out of MJF. But Kyle O'Reilly came out. And he basically says, you know, this is the first, you know, this is the same arena you and me, I made my debut that we had our first match in. We're friends, love you to death, yada, yada, yada. Still puzzled as why he didn't shake his hand then last week. Kind of silly. Kind of makes no sense. But anyway, we're getting to this part. Kyle O'Reilly sits there and goes, hey, how many people are going to have to take a bullet for you? I hope this thing with MJF ends soon. Because I'm tired of seeing people get hurt because of you. And essentially, that's what he said. Not too happy about that for them. We're going to talk about that match, too. Adam Cole seemed physically shocked and appalled by it. Couldn't believe that he said that. Honestly, some people are taking bullets for Adam Cole, let's be honest. You know, he destroyed his ankle. He's a talented wrestler, a leader. You know, Kyle O'Reilly basically propped him up like he's like Zeus. Not. Zeus is much bigger, older, wiser. It's not. Let's see. What else we have here? Orange Cassidy cut a promo after that, too. Orange Cassidy probably cut a promo about how he's going to do it all by himself. It's going to be 5-on-1. The Conglomerate comes in because he's part of that group. And, you know, they're saying you're going to be behind you, all this stuff. We'll be there for you. Of course, he basically snapped and said, no, you're not doing crap. You're not doing nothing. They all agreed, fine. Handle yourself. Stupid. It's kind of dumb. Not that smart up there, that Orange Cassidy, but we understand where this is going here. Well, let's see. Anyway, they're really promoting this week too as well. Also, they announced too for Full Gear, they have Mariah May promo with Mina. Two busty girls talking about stuff. Having themselves a good old time. Basically, they're going to do the Mariah May celebration at Full Gear. Okay, then. Cue Mina stabbing, you know, hitting Mariah May with a bottle. It's going to happen, folks. There's no way it's not happening. If it doesn't, if that doesn't happen, it means Tony Storm's probably coming back. One or the other. Either Tony Storm's coming back or Mina Shirakawa is going to knock the crap out of her with a ball in her hand. Something's going to happen. Either way, Mariah May, I don't think is going to be leaving this thing standing up. We'll see. Prediction number 1. There you go. One of the other's going to happen. Pick and choose, folks. Pick and choose. Anyway, show started off with a massive 8-man tag match. Huge 8-man tag match. It was the Callis family, which consists of Lance Archer. God's a big boy. Big boy that's called the Murder Hawk that has a big cross behind it on his back. Very godly man who calls himself the Murder Hawk. Okay, against Brian Cage. who's looking pretty, and Brian Cage was looking pretty big. Yeah. He is also the Ring of Honor TV champion. Kyle Fletcher and Tenochte Kikesha. Kenosha. There you go. The Alpha. Versus Ricochet. Big powerhouse Hobbs. It's been really big lately. I wonder if he started taking some special stuff. Will Ospreay and Mark Davies. And boy, this thing just started off like a giant brawl bat out of hell. Right? It started off just like a bastard. You know, starts off with brawling out of the way. One point, Will Ospreay blows his nose at Kyle Fletcher's jacket to say, how you doing? You know, I guess he had a snot coming out. Probably a big dookie coming out, big beaks of snot coming out. So he wiped his nose. I understand. If you don't have if you don't have a Kleenex around you or facial tissue around you, you're gonna use something to blow your nose in. That was probably it. Fair enough, eh? Archer and Cage worked the hell out of Hobbs' leg on the outside of the ring, though, to put it between the steps to smash the hell out of it, leading Hobbs to get carried out. And Will's kind of, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Oh God. Don't worry. Hobbs came back and destroyed some people. See? His leg's fine. Dave's at one point knocked the living taste out of Kenosha's, the Alpha's mouth. You know, tried kicking him a few times, wasn't really working. He just, slap right hooked him and dropped Kikesha to the level where he knocked the crap out. Like I thought he actually pooped himself there live on national TV. But it's okay though. Because we got Will Ospreay, after everybody got cleared out of the ring, after everybody got to do their finish special moves, came down to Will Ospreay, came to real Kyle Fletcher. They fought. A little preview for the weekend. We eventually lead to them going on the outside there. Mark Davies being left in the ring with Takeshita. Takeshita getting all fed up there, exposed the knee, and just knees the crap out of him. 1, 2, 3, while staring deep in his eyes. Almost like he licked his chops in the process. I think he might eat people. Possibility. Anyway, they end up winning this 8-man tag match. It was a brutal, hell of a good match to start off with. A lot of fun. Highs just to go see it. Want to see some crazy stuff? Go right ahead. Speaking of crazy stuff, Bobby Lashley had his debut. Told you. It's a tune-up match. Although I did not expect the tune-up match to be a two-on-one match, with one of the competitors being ring name being Cheeseburger. That's right, you heard me, Cheeseburger. I don't know if it's a McDonald's cheeseburger or it's a homemade cheeseburger or a Wendy's. But it's a Cheeseburger is his name. Who names themselves Cheeseburger as a professional wrestling name? Oh, honestly. Like, comment down below. Would you ever give yourself a wrestling name Cheeseburger? I mean, what are you thinking? Like, seriously, what are you thinking? Like, do you come with pickles on the side, pickles on it? Chopped onion? Some lettuce, tomato? Like, what are you? Like, you're not a cheeseburger. Anyway, Bobby Lashley destroyed both of them. He destroyed Cheeseburger. He flattened Cheeseburger and beat the other guy with the, I'm going to call it the Hurt Lock, okay? I'm calling it the Hurt Lock, not the full. I'm calling it the Hurt Lock until I deem necessarily something else. It's called the Hurt Lock. They gave down Lashley's credentials. Yeah, but after the match, though, Swerve strikes, hits him with a chain, kicks him in the head, jumps on the ropes and gives a stomp, and then leaves by a really interesting way. Like jumps out, touches his hands on the end of the rope, and then flips over. Really cool way of doing it. Does a whole little salute that he likes to do. Bobby's going to kill you. Much that I like Swerve, Bobby's going to kick the living crap out of you. I don't see Bobby, not winning this. But we'll get the predictions anyway. We've already kind of heard one, but hey, Bobby's going to win. You have to establish Bobby that way. Also, speaking of kicking the crap out of somebody. Darby got absolutely destroyed by Claudio. Like, really bad. Like, it started off like Darby was trying to do really good. Claudio basically controlled most of the match. He was trying to use his speed against Claudio. Didn't help. Got to the outside ring. He tried doing a coffin drop from the top there. Claudio caught him. Threw him on the ground. And then basically football blocked him and launched him into the barrier. And then proceeded to give him a European uppercut over top of the barrier he goes. Then, this is how strong Claudio is, folks. He picks up Darby Allin. Now, mind you, Darby Allin's probably what? 120 pounds soaking wet? Give or take. He picks up Claudio into a suplex position and carries him, wild vertical, right? So all the blood goes right to his head, so he's completely handicapped after. Just joking about that. I'm not serious. Walks up the steps and tosses him like a packed piece of garbage back into the ring. Yep, but you just threw away your grandma's favorite, favorite ironing board. You just threw it out the trash like a piece of shit. Piece of crap. Sorry. So he gets back in the ring. Eventually the point and moves to the outside. Claudio, Darby tries coming back there. He gets Claudio with a few good moves, using his high-risk skills. Eventually, though, Claudio has enough and throws him through the table. And then gets Darby onto the table, picks him up into a gorilla press, but instead of slamming him, he decides to toss him about 4 feet onto another table, and Darby's like out like a light. Darby then is out. Claudio goes back in the ring and says, count to 10. Darby makes the bloody 10 count. Any other human being is probably done. But also, this is showmanship, let's be honest. Darby gets back in the ring, and for his troubles, Claudio lares the crap out of him and gets the pin in a very angry manner. Yeah. I don't know what Darby was thinking, but, hey, congratulations, go against Claudio. Get the crap kicked out of you. You're a special human being. I don't know what you're thinking, pal, but I don't know why you would even think about going at Claudio like that. He's the big man of that group for a reason. Here's to see what happens there, folks. Chris Statlander versus Hikaru Shida. Excellent match, right? I've seen Shida on TV. They really piped up how she has 81 wins, the most in like AEW history. Chris Statlander looking like whatever happened to her heel turn. Like she was doing heel for a little bit, and then all of a sudden just turned like the face again. Like I don't get it. I just don't get it. Makes no sense to me. Comment down below if it makes sense to you, because I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, after a really good back and forth match there, Chris Statlander ends up winning them in the match over Shida, which brings out Mercedes Moné. And God, is she annoying. God. She's never this annoying as Sasha Banks in WWE. God, she's annoying. She's like that nugget that won't flush. She's, God almighty. She comes out with Camille, who has her arm in a sling, mind you. I'm going to bring back in a second. Mercedes starts talking how she is going to beat her, how she's beating the longest reigning TBS champion. Statlander's laughing at that. She gets in there, she yells in there, Camille, take care of Statlander. Camille, who's having thoughts about this, because she is still in the ring there. Statlander's there. And she has a broken arm, and she has arm in a sling because her arm's broken. You see where I'm going with this, folks? I said it before. Camille's going to be the one that dethrones Mercedes Moné. They're still planting that crap. That's a very tall, pretty ginger who could probably hurt Moné very badly. Moné is tiny compared to her. Anyway, Camille goes in. She obviously gets taken out by Statlander and Shida. Shida gets taken out as well. Thrown out a little bit as well. Mercedes Moné jumps on Statlander's back. Statlander's reversing that into basically what she calls the Wednesday Night Fever. In other words, a bloody tombstone. but not such much of a tombstone. Yeah. It's almost like a tombstone, but not a tombstone. She has to hold the belt high. Wrestling logic says Monet's winning, and that's probably what's going to happen, folks. Other than that, it was a good Dynamite for us. The 2 hours kind of flew by fairly quickly. Well, it was a good show. You know, they really hyped up Full Gear, and we'll see where things go here on Full Gear. But listen, lots of promos, lots of everything too. We also did go. I forgot before I mentioned too. We are getting next week Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor title. And if probably the funniest thing around the whole thing, you have it back in there where Renee Paquette's with Tomohiro Ishii. He's just like, oh, let's chill out back like this, all chewed, just hanging out like he wants a coffee. Jericho smiling like a dumbass. They say this is the contract for the match next week. Jericho's like, I don't agree with this. I need to let my lawyers to you first. I want to see my lawyers. He walks out, and Ishii follows him. Completely follows him the entire way. And Jericho's putting crap in his way. You know, he's putting a small little blockades, human beings. I mean, he's just walking through it. You know, try to put a leprechaun, didn't work. Right? Goes down to the arena. You know, Ishii follows him. Right? Christian was like, okay, I'll sign. I don't have a pen. Ishii also had a pen. How he had a pen that Darby is wearing, but he had a pen. Takes the pen out, right? Jericho kind of signs it. I think Ishii then gets attacked by the rest of the learning tree, which brings out the conglomerate. They take out the rest of the learning tree. Ishii signs the paper. We're getting Ishii versus Jericho next week on Dynamite. Yeah, that was funny. Probably the funniest part of the whole thing was Ishii following Jericho like he's about to eat him. He's probably not. I hope he does. I mean, I see Ishii as the Ring of Honor champion. That'd be fun. I think Jericho needs it all. Like, I understand the point of Jericho with the title. I don't understand the learning tree part. It's like Jericho. Trying to avoid it at all costs every week. But unfortunately, due to my job, it's part of the job. I'd like to avoid it, though, every week if I could. Anyway, that's Dynamite. Moving on, too. We're doing predictions here on AEW, about AEW Dynamite, AEW Full Gear for this Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, from the Prudential Center. Wherever the hell that is. I can't remember. It's difficult to remember right now. We're going to run down the match card here. 9 matches on the card altogether. Or maybe we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got 8 matches altogether. There is 9. There is like a 0-hour match with some kind of crap involved. I didn't want to get into it. It's like QT Marshall versus somebody. I don't know who the hell he is. Beats the hell out of me. Probably not important. Anyway, match first. We're going MJF versus Roderick Strong. MJF's winning this match. Now, do I think Roddy has a chance? Yes. The question I have though is, and I asked this like 2 weeks ago. Where the hell is Wardlow? Is it possible MJF's bringing back Wardlow on his side and Wardlow's going to take out Roderick Strong? He hasn't been in Undisputed Kingdom for like months now. And the last time I saw him, he was getting ringed out by Adam Cole. So we'll see what happens there. But MJF's going to win that match. That's my prediction for it. Jay White versus Hangman Page. Hangman's never really beaten Jay White. You know, you understand. Hangman's winning. Cool. Straightforward. Hangman's winning. They're going to continue this thing too. Jay White's going to win the next one. Hangman's going to win the third one. Cool. Which would probably almost even up the stats. Almost. Bill, we have a 4-way tag team match for the tag team titles. Private Party put their titles on the line versus Malachi Black and Brody King of the House of Black. The Acclaimed, as well as this Outrunners team, which I still don't understand. Throw back to the 80s. I was not the biggest fan of teams like that looked like this in the 80s. Still, the hell, I'm not now. So, I'm going to say Private Party. Now, my heart says House of Black. Because I'm a House of Black guy. I love Malachi Black. I like Brody King. I've been over this before, folks. It makes no sense, though, to put the titles on Private Party, though, and just have them lose right away. The only team I can see winning this match, besides the fact that I would love the House of Black to win, would be the Acclaimed. But I'm going to give you a private party for the win. The whole every game title, at least for now. Because I have a feeling, I think winter's coming up. I have a feeling I might lose it there. Maybe even at the next pay-per-view. So they might hold for a few months, but who knows? It could be a very short title reign for private party. It's almost like they're thanks for being around so long. Here's your title shot for you. Congratulations. Next one, Monet versus Statler. I've already given you what I said about this. Though I think Monet's going to win this one. I think in the line here, Camille is the one to dethrone Monet. It is going to be Camille. The girl has the look to be a force in this company. You just need to give her the mic and let her actually perform more. Stop being a lackey to Monet and that wherever the hell that character she's doing is. God, I hate this character. God. Lashley versus Strickland. Lashley's winning. Like I said it. It's going to be a hell of a match. It could go either way, really, but let's be honest here. Lashley, to establish Lashley and the Her Syndicate as a dominant force in AEW, Lashley has to win. Bottom line, Swerve doesn't need the win. He could take the loss. Simple as that. It's going to be a brutal match, but Lashley's going to win. He's going to put him out with that Hurt Locker, and that'll be the end of it. Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia for the TNT title. Not defended as much as it used to be. Ever notice that? Like, it really hasn't been defended much for a while. So, Jack Perry's had his moment with this TNT title. This whole scapegoat thing to me is just absolutely ridiculous. Nobody cares, man, anymore. But the Bucks are gone for a while. Okada's like scarce. The Elite is basically like obsolete to this point. Give the title to Dan. I think Dan Garcia to win this match. I think Garcia's going to win, and you're going to bring a promise that TNT title again. Yes, I understand they're on TBS, but you still can do the TNT title. Blah. Ospreay versus Fletcher. Probably best match of the card. Easily, hands down, match tonight. 100%. I think Fletcher wins. I know all those Ospreay fans out there, you're going to probably come at me. I know other people will not like it as well. Ospreay's going to lose this match there. It only makes sense to build Fletcher up as to why he did this. Just to prove that he could beat Ospreay. You give it to Ospreay to lose. Has to be lose. Kyle Fletcher will win this match. Now, Moxley versus Cassidy. Moxley's probably going to win. I've been saying for a while, Moxley's going to win. The only way I see Cassidy winning this match is if Wheeler Yuta turns on Moxley and the Death Riders. He's basically signed his own death warrant if he does. But Wheeler Yuta turning on Moxley would make the most sense for Cassidy in order for Cassidy to win this match. As I don't see Cassidy winning this match straight up at all. It's going to be, I still think it's going to be Darby that does it. I think Cassidy is a good stepping stone for that to look like it's going to happen, but I think Darby is the one that does it. I think that John's going to hold his title for a while. Unless John's got vacation time coming up. But I think the only way Cassidy wins this match is if Yuta turns on John. If he turns on John, it might also backfire, but I think if he's going to backfire, it's not going to backfire. I think he's going to, the only way I think Cassidy wins this is if it is, if Wheeler Yuta turns on Cassidy. Sorry, turns on John. Oh, that though, my pick's John. My pick's still John to win, though. I think he's going to, he's a good match. I think it's probably one of the better matches on the show, for sure. And it ain't going to be match tonight. I said it's going to be Ospreay and Fletcher. I think I'll be right on that one. But I think Moxley's going to win this match, retain the AEW title, still hold everybody as the Lord Almighty of AEW. That's also, like I said, Mariah May we'll have our celebration at Full Gear with Mina Shirkow, like I've already said earlier on the Dynamite review part of this episode. I think either Mina's going to turn on Mariah May. I love Mariah May and Mina. We don't need Toni Storm back though. I think Toni Storm's going to come back. We'll see what happens, folks. AEW this Full Gear this Saturday night, 8 Eastern, at the Prudential Center. It's going to be a lot of fun. Probably a good match. Hopefully I'm home in time to watch it. We'll see. Probably not, though. Work gets involved, folks. Anyway, that is DA Wrestling. Thanks for watching this episode here at DA Wrestling. Follow us on all social media sites on X. We're on AM Purcell. That is me. AMP1982. Also DA Wrestling or DA Sports on X. One of the other folks. You'll find it there. TikTok, DA Sports. Doug Lyons at D Lyons 1991 on X. Give us a follow there. Make sure you follow us on Podbean, Spotify, as well as YouTube. Subscribe there, folks. Have a good night. This is Wednesday. I'm out. Enjoy Full Gear, everybody.